How long does it take to recover after a hurricane? Let's explain that. Hey everyone, and welcome to Things Explained. My last video was on hurricanes, and since we are in the aftermath of back-to-back major hurricanes, I decided to do a follow-up on the aftermath of hurricanes. In that video I talked about how Hurricane Harvey was the wettest hurricane on record, and Hurricane Irma was the strongest. Since hurricanes tend to gain strength over the ocean and lose strength over land, the worst damage is usually on the coast. The high wind speeds of Irma ravaged large areas. Estimates were that over 6 million were without power at one point. High wind speeds tend to get their damage done all at once, but the effects from the rainfall and storm surge can last much longer. For example, Harvey makes landfall, it carries the bulge with it, creating a temporary high tide of 10 to 20 feet higher. And you get to see what the city would look like if that were the true sea level. If the peak of the surge coincides with a regular high tide, it can be even worse. So after the rain and the storm surge have subsided, how long does the flooding last? When I was a kid, I loved playing in the sandbox. I still do. My favorite thing would be to dig out a lake and fill it with water. Every single time I did this, the water would just drain out of the bottom of the sandbox, and I didn't understand why it wouldn't stay. Dirt is an interesting material, as it's filled with voids or holes that make it permeable. This means that water can flow through it. In dirt, water flows down for the same reason why it flows downhill: gravity. But if that's the case, why rainfall of Irma and Harvey caused the water table to rise so fast that it started rising above the city. The water doesn't go away because it's being held up by the underground water. It takes time for the water table to go back to normal. Even though water can flow underground just as it can above ground, it moves much more slowly. To make matters worse, places near the coast or large bodies of water tend to have high water tables. Obviously, we want to try and speed up the process of the water leaving the cities. We can use pumps to start taking the water off the surface. However, when the water table returns to normal, anything that was under the bulge at any time has likely incurred hefty water damage. This is where most of the lasting damage occurs, and where is the greatest need for help. Aside from helping provide the essential supplies for the initial phase of the hurricane, the average person can provide the much needed help by gutting water-ridden areas. Hurricanes don't kill many people, since we have enough warning we can get out of